ready.
There she goes.
It's only 7 in the morning.
I've only had my first 2 cups of coffee. Give me a break.
Only.
Let's just close the lid on that one. Pretend it didn't happen.
So what didn't happen?
Exactly. That's what I said.
Is that good?
Some more. That's good. Well, it's a gorgeous day. We're up at the 54-acre field. Dad came and hit this once again with the VT last night because it's not getting chisel plowed like we were originally planning. Travis is doing the outside 2 rounds. I'm gonna take the drone up, get some shots, and then I'll be taking over. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Come on. Good boy.
Did you notice how this time she didn't go full send? She is learning. So right now, what we're putting down is Dairyland.
I found him.
You found him?
I gotta go and I'm gonna get you going, but I'm gonna head back and get that seed because you're gonna have to refill. If you start doing those long passes.
It's in the top glove box in my truck.
You know, I know that's a long ways down there, but you don't realize how long that is until you start driving it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do something similar to what I did with the VT. I'm not doing skip passes here, but I'm gonna come up to the top of the hill, try to find the middle, and then I'm gonna set the heading so that I end up in the middle of the other end. And it worked really well with the VT. I'm gonna try it with the planter to try to maintain a straight row. Looks like it's somewhere in here. No.
Did you shear the bolt off?
Yeah. Looks like 9/16 probably. Typical, I run the thing for an hour and something breaks. Feeling like Travis today. Just broke a shear bolt. Not totally sure why. I broke about 100 feet back. Gotta get that last one out of there. We just fixed the marker arm. Shear bolt broke. No big deal.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Did some work today.
At least it was fixable.
Yeah.
So far, our productivity has been 14.3 acres an hour. Started about 2 hours ago. We've got 27 acres done, 25 acres remaining. Average speed 4 miles an hour. There's the field so far. When we get down to the end down here, I'm gonna check to see how much we got left, because that is something I am starting to get a little concerned about. Population dropping like it is. Oh boy, we are getting down there. Like, very concerning. Yeah.
Good. Remember when I sat in and really liked that trailer? I wasn't really sure how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Feels weird? Yeah, I just noticed the sticker, 35 mile an hour.
I said to her this morning, it's like, huh, Travis, I'm pretty sure you're going 70 this morning, and you looked down at the odometer and hit the brakes. It's like,
yep.
Hannah just left, and I've got about 5 acres left on this field here. Now, we've been putting on Dairyland 2514X, and we've been putting on, right now we're actually split the planter with a treatment. So on the left side of the planter right now, we're planting the 2514X with Saltro, which is an SDS treatment, and basically it's to fight against nematodes and SDS, I was told. So you can see there on the right that we've got our split planter. We've got the with and without the Saltro, and I've only got pretty much that upper portion right there to finish, and that's less than 5 acres now. I haven't been using the marker arms lately because I haven't needed it. I was using them when I first started because I lost connection at one point, and the auto steering turned off, so I put out the marker arms for safety, and I broke one of the shear bolts on this one over here, or the shear bolt on this one, and it curved back. So I've not been using it because with the GPS you don't really need the marker arms. Now our planter is set up to put down fertilizer, but we pretty much have only done that with the corn. That's what that tank is on the front. We did that a while back to put down liquid fertilizer with the planter, and we think that we've really seen a difference with it. With soybeans, it's not needed, so we went through and put Keaton seed firmers on the planter, and Keaton seed firmers basically have pipes through them to put down fertilizer on top of the seed. Right now the population's running at about 130,000. Just reached the end of the row. A lot of people were asking me what ag leader setup this is, and this is the Ag Leader In Command 1200 monitor. And it's worked out pretty well. I gotta give it to Ag Leader for their monitors. They're really bright, colorful displays, pretty simple. We have a foot button down there that I engage the auto steering with. Since we've got auto row shutoffs on the planter, they automatically start engaging as we go. After this, I've got a no-till field that we're gonna go hit, and we want to get done with that one tonight. I mean, our productivity's been pretty good, I think. It's actually dropped now that I've started doing these smaller rows. Right now we're doing about 10.6 acres an hour. Earlier we were at 14. So there you can actually see the varieties that we've been putting down, or the different treatments that we've been doing. Now that we split the planter, it's going to start alternating like that. Now with the In Command, we're going to be able to put this in the combine this fall. So the combine should tell us the yield difference between what was treated and what wasn't. With soybeans, it's a little bit harder. With corn, that's a little bit easier to do because it's in better rows, whereas when you're harvesting beans, our head width doesn't exactly match the planter's width. So we might be feeding half of one into the combine at any given time. Well, there you have it, folks. We just finished up. According to the yield monitor, it's 54.5 acres. And we're gonna head over to my no-till field now. We're gonna fill the planter up before we leave because we forgot to empty the auger on it. So we gotta empty that out anyway. So we're just gonna refill it. Was harrowing. Now we use that to smooth out the ground, because when we come through with the bean head in the fall, we want to be able to get it as low to the ground as possible so we can capture as much of the plant as possible. He just hopped in Dad's truck. We're heading to my no-till field next. impact is dead, so we gotta use a little elbow grease to drop down the no-till coulters.
You can see this is where I adjusted it down. Just a little bit deeper. Everything between there and here, it's not quite as deep. That's ideally where I want, is 1.5 inches. Seems how it's no-till, and we're not dragging the harrow across it, so it's not getting that little extra soil across it. I mean, I'm sure we're moving enough dirt, it's probably getting a little bit deeper yet, but because of the conditions we're in, with the trash cleaners, removers, residue managers, there's like 30 different ways you can call everything, but the trenches aren't getting closed all the way with the scheigels. The copperheads seem fine, but I dropped them both down a little bit deeper, so that way it's cutting a deeper trench, so there's more soil above the seed to actually move and work it in, because that's where I adjusted it. Then you see from here on out, it's actually closing the trenches up. It's pretty obvious. Get a little bit of trenching, or at least it's giving soil over everything.
Just took my truck to get food.
Where do you go to get food? This food sounds good.
Olive Garden.
Olive Garden?
Yeah, it was really good. Kind of surprised. Their takeout is top notch. Travis has been riding with me. I just lost row 6, so I told him to go back and check. We've done about 12.5 acres at the no-till field, and that means that we're getting pretty close to having to refill. Out.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
We just had to go one more pass.
Yeah, one more pass.
Yeah. It's okay, I did that earlier.
Well, I don't like doing it with corn. This is pretty much how I operate with soybeans. I run until the monitor tells me to stop.
Yeah.
You're almost going to fill up twice.
At this rate, yeah, because we've been putting it down at 140.
I'm not molded droppings.
That's the thing. It runs at 140 most of the time, or part of the time, and then the other half it runs 128 or less. Now we put graphite on the seed because it helps the seed flow better through the meters, and it'll improve your spacing. I just raised the planter up. He's putting more pressure, down pressure, on the bags on each row. There's an air pump. It's probably a good idea to go through each of these rows. So it's probably a good idea to go through each of these rows and make sure that the handles aren't jabbing the bags. My teachers always said that I could never make a living by staring out the window. Boy, were they wrong. But you know, one useful thing that I did a lot in school of that really I found comes in handy, and not everybody might know this, but I found it quite interesting, is that I can really draw inside the lines pretty good. Probably one of the fundamentals of farming is keeping within the lines and making sure that you don't draw outside it. I have to say that it's one of the most important things. Time to fill up. Looks like someone's here. I'm 24 acres in. We got like 12 and a half acres done earlier, and we pretty much ran the boxes out. So I'm gonna pull up to the truck, refill it, and then that should be the last fill up that I need. Ooh, it's getting cold. Got one more pass, and then that's it. We're gonna fold this up, take it home, which is desperately needed because this thing is ticking empty on fuel. All right, there we have it. I'm gonna take this back up. We're gonna fold it up and head home. It is currently, oh, what time is it? So the GPS monitor says that we got 31.3 acres here, and it is now 9:46 p.m. I wonder how many seeds we put down today. It's a good question. I bet I could figure that out. So the average seeds per acre that we had put down today was 131,600 seeds per acre. So after doing the math, we put down 11,291,280 seeds today, roughly. Not a bad day. Well, that was a pretty good day. We found a new home for 11 million baby seeds today. It's beautiful, really. With that pretty much wraps up today. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. With that, I'll see you next time.